Welcome to Jarring Everything. I'm Sam Paone, and we're filming right here in my Sonoma production kitchen. With the help of my friend Roy, we've warmed up this industrial space with flowers from my farmer friends, and of course, the most beautiful produce Sonoma has to offer. My goal with this series is simple: to show approachable ways to think about ingredients differently. In a time where so much feels uncertain, learning how to create your own shelf-stable foods is more than a kitchen skill. It's a powerful, hopeful act. You'll notice what I call my general-ish percentages. Fermentation works anywhere from 2 to 5% salinity, but I still use a gram scale to keep it simple and approachable. Together, we will ferment, pickle, and preserve what's in season, and explore how these traditions can nourish us in new ways. This is my kitchen, my community, and my home. Welcome in. Hi everyone, welcome back to Jarring Everything, our hyper-seasonal outlook on preservation. I'm Sam Paone, and today we're focusing on alliums, garlic, onions, leeks, the building blocks of flavor in almost every cuisine. Preserving them changes their bite, softens their edges, and creates layers of complexity you won't get any other way. I've already sanitized these jars and peeled garlic, so it's time to start our garlic confit. Garlic confit is a method of slowly cooking garlic cloves in oil until they become soft, tender, and mild in flavor. The low temperature ensures that the garlic cooks gently without browning or becoming crispy. The French term confit comes from the French word confire, which means to preserve, and traditionally refers to slow cooking food in fat as a method of preservation. This goes on to the heat, very gently. This should take about 20 minutes to really get done right. The result is garlic that's soft and spreadable and sweet, with none of that sharp bite that raw garlic has. Garlic confit is priced for its rich, mellow flavor and versatility in both cooking and finishing dishes. The garlic cloves can be spread on bread, added to sauces, mashed into salads and dressings, or blended into dips. And the oil can be used for cooking, dressing salads, or drizzling over roasted vegetables, pasta, and other dishes. Garlic confit can be stored in the refrigerator for up to 2 weeks in an airtight container, ensuring the garlic is completely submerged in oil to prevent spoilage. It's essential to store it safely to avoid the risk of botulism. Time for me to gather ingredients for our next project, pickled red onions. Quick to prepare and long-lasting, these onions add crunch, color, and acidity. First is to get the pickling liquid up to a heat, bring up to a complete boil. Red wine vinegar, water, salt, sugar, and black peppercorn. While this heats up, I've got our sliced red onions that I'll place into our sanitized jar. Pickled onions have been made for thousands of years. They were even eaten in ancient times as a way to preserve the harvest through the winter. When the liquid comes up to a boil, I will carefully pour it over the onions. I'll wait for this to come up to room temperature before covering tightly, where it can store in the refrigerator. Look how perfect. For up to 2 years. These onions will add bright, zesty flavor to almost every dish you can think of, such as tacos, salads, sandwiches, burgers, grain bowls, and yes, avocado toasts. Pickled onions are loved for their crunchy texture, vivid color, and their ability to brighten up both flavor and appearance of a dish. The next combo is something I use the most, fermented mixed allium puree. We are starting with garlic, onion, and a leek, just chopped to help the blender out a little bit. This all weighs about a pound, so I've had it added about half an ounce of salt. And I also have some unused brine from a previous project here that I'm gonna put in here just to jumpstart the blender a little bit and help it process a little bit. All right, our half an ounce of salt. And then this is our brine, just to help the vegetables get going. I do want some texture left, so I'm not gonna process this completely into a puree. As you can tell, we did just use the bottom green, whiter parts of the leek. I just chopped it up from here down, but did you know that you can actually eat the entire thing? This is how large this leek was under the ground, grown by my friend Roy. And what I would do, what I am going to do after this, is chop it up, chop up the remaining tops, and I'm gonna put this in brine. It will take literally months for it to break down all of the fibers, but after that's done, I'm gonna puree it as well, and that'll add to a dollop of anything that I'm cooking for that deeper umami that I'm craving. I always love using every part of the vegetable just to get as much out of every fresh vegetable we can, especially as rising costs and unpredictability from climate change or anything really play a role in what's available. Okay, this goes into our sanitized jar and then topped with a little piece of cheesecloth, of course, just to protect that surface. This is perfect. This gets covered and then set aside for about 2 weeks. The fermentation of raw alliums mellows sharpness, creating a rich umami-packed twist to any dish, with the deep complexity that only fermentation provides. The puree retains the allium's inherent sweetness while developing layers of complexity with the fermentation process. An all-purpose allium puree can be used as a base for sauces, marinades, and dressings. It can be stirred into soups, stews, and braises to enhance the depth of flavor or spread on toast for a punchy, savory topping. It's also a great addition to dips, compound butters, or even used as a condiment for grilled meats and roasted vegetables. This puree will last in the fridge for up to 2 years. Here I've dehydrated a little bit and combined it with some seeds, poppy seeds, black and white sesame, and fennel seeds here. And we created this fermented allium everything bagel seasoning. Today we made garlic confit, pickled red onions, and a fermented mixed allium puree, and then turned that into an everything bagel seasoning. Alliums are the backbone of flavor, but preservation reshapes them completely. Soft and sweet, sharp, zesty, funky, and fermented, or dried into a seasoning. However you keep them, they'll always be the foundation of great cooking. Scan this QR code for more on Golden State Pickle Works. Thanks for joining me on Jarring Everything. I'll see you next time when we'll take another seasonal ingredient and discover what it can become.